Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Daily News Briefing. I'm Sam, your host, and today we're diving straight into the world of cybersecurity because, it's one of those topics that keeps evolving faster than we can keep up. We'll cover some fascinating stories from Hacker News and Reddit that are making waves right now, like that intriguing article about the Singularity happening on a Tuesday, the launch of a new developer platform by a former GitHub CEO, and the mysterious drop in telnet traffic that has everyone talking. So let's get into it without wasting any time because these stories aren't just tech trivia, they're shaping our digital future.
Alright, to set the stage, we're going to break this down into three main stories that highlight how AI and vulnerabilities are intersecting in unexpected ways. First, we'll unpack that headline-grabbing piece from Cam Pedersen about the Singularity, then move on to the announcement of Entire, the new platform from the ex-GitHub CEO, and finally we'll look at what happened with telnet traffic as reported by Grey Noise Labs. I was gonna say this is all pretty straightforward, but honestly it's got some real depth that we need to explore. Stick with me as we go deep on each one because understanding these could help us all stay a step ahead in this fast-paced field.
Let's kick off with the first story, which is straight from Cam Pedersen's site. The Singularity will occur on a Tuesday. Now, and I know that sounds like something out of a sci-fi novel, but according to the source, it's presented as a serious discussion, though the content is a bit abstract and repetitive in its original form. The article doesn't dive into specifics about when or how, but it emphasizes this idea in a way that's meant to provoke thought about AI's rapid advancement. It's interesting because while the source material is full of symbols and repetitions, like all those asterisks and hashes, it seems to be building up to a conceptual point about the inevitability of the Singularity. What I find noteworthy is how this ties into broader AI discussions. For instance, the source mentions advancements in agentic intelligence, even referencing things like Anthropic's Claude and OpenAI's models in related contexts, though we have to stick to what's actually said.
Digging a little deeper, the article from Pedersen doesn't provide hard evidence or dates, but it does highlight how AI is reshaping our world, with mentions of things like the terminal becoming central again due to these advancements. So what does this mean for us? Well, it's a reminder that as AI agents evolve, we might need to rethink our approaches to technology and security. I mean, if the Singularity is framed as this pivotal moment, even if it's poetically tied to a specific day, it underscores the need for vigilance in how we integrate AI into daily life. Okay, so basically, while we can't predict the future based on this alone, it's a call to stay informed and prepared for whatever comes next in the AI landscape.
Shifting gears to our second story, we've got the launch of Entire, a new developer platform for AI agents, announced by Thomas Dohmke, the former GitHub CEO. According to the source from Entire's blog, this is backed by a $60 million seed round, and it's aimed at building the next big thing in developer tools. The post details how recent advancements like Anthropic's Claude and OpenAI's GPT models have changed the game for developers, making the terminal more central than ever. Dohmke talks about tying agent context into Git on every push, which sounds like a practical way to integrate AI into coding workflows. It's fascinating because the blog emphasizes that the fundamental role of developers is being refactored, with AI agents turning coding on its head.
What stands out here is how Entire is positioning itself as a response to these rapid changes, offering an open-source CLI as their first product. The source material doesn't speculate on risks or vulnerabilities, but it does paint a picture of an exciting shift in the industry. I was going to mention how this could lead to more efficient development, but let's keep it to the facts. It's about enhancing developer productivity with AI integration. So for anyone in the tech space, this is a development worth watching, as it could streamline how we build and deploy AI agents. Overall, it's a solid move that highlights the growing intersection of AI and traditional coding practices.
Now on to our third and final story from the sources, the day the telnet died, as detailed by Grey Noise Labs. This report from January 14th, 2026, notes a dramatic 59% sustained reduction in global telnet traffic, with 18 ASNs going completely silent and 5 countries vanishing from their data entirely. 6 days later, CVE 2026-24061 was released, and the article suggests this might not be a coincidence, though it doesn't confirm a direct link. The piece is written in a reflective style, almost like a song, emphasizing how telnet infrastructure has changed, and it's attributed to authors HRBRMS Tar and Orbi. It's wild how something as old as telnet can still make headlines in 2026, showing that legacy systems remain vulnerable.
The source goes on to describe the impact, with mentions of botnets and scanning issues, painting a picture of a protocol that's fading away. While it doesn't tie this directly to other vulnerabilities, like the Windows Notepad one we'll touch on briefly, it underscores the evolving nature of cybersecurity threats. I mean, this event highlights how quickly things can change in the digital world, and it's a stark reminder for organizations to update their systems. So, in essence, the day the telnet died serves as a case study for why we need to monitor and adapt to these shifts, ensuring that outdated tech doesn't leave us exposed.
Quickly, since we're wrapping up, I want to tie in the Windows Notepad app remote code execution vulnerability as mentioned in CVE 2026-2084-1 from the CVE records. The source is pretty straightforward. It's about a vulnerability that could allow remote code execution, but it doesn't connect it to the telnet story or anything else. This just reinforces the importance of patching software promptly. It's one of those reminders that even everyday apps can have serious flaws, so staying updated is key. Alright, that's the bulk of what we've got from the sources today.
To sum it all up, we've covered the speculative yet intriguing idea of the Singularity, the exciting launch of Entire for AI developers, and the abrupt decline in telnet usage, all while sticking to the facts from the original materials. These stories show how AI and cybersecurity are more intertwined than ever, and it's crucial for us to pay attention. Thanks for tuning in today, folks. Remember, stay informed and stay secure. I'm Sam, and this is the Daily News Briefing. We'll catch you tomorrow for more. Take care.
Oh, and one last thing, I almost forgot to mention a few other quick hits from Reddit, like the 13,500 plus OpenClaw instances exposed, which the community is buzzing about for its vulnerabilities, and the release of Flipper Black Hat OS. These aren't the main focus, but they're worth noting as they add to the conversation on AI agent security. Anyway, that's all for now. Keep an eye on those digital defenses,